Join me next week to learn the basics of R.
Welcome to the Techie Tessie channel. My name is Tess, and today we're going to be learning the basics of R. R is a programming language used for statistical computing and graphics, but don't worry, we won't be doing anything complex today. In this video, I'll show you how to install R, how to write and run the Hello World program, and then we'll take a look at how to use variables. So without much further ado, let's get started. A lot of you have been requesting I start out with the installation process for new languages, so that's what I'm going to be doing today for R. Before I get started, I should emphasize that I use Windows, and even though the general process of installation is the same regardless of operating system, there will of course be some minor differences. So to download R, you come to this page, which I've linked in the description below, and click Download for Windows. From there, you'll be taken through a few pop-ups for setup options, but honestly, just pick all of the default settings unless there's something very specific you want to alter. Next is an important step which took me a while to realise, hence why I'm showing you. Once the installation process is complete, locate a file called rscript.exe, which if I right-click, you'll be able to see it's .exe. As the file extension is .exe, this tells us that we need this file in order to execute any R code we want to write. So once you've located this file, be sure to take a note of the file path, which is this up here, as this is where you'll want to save your R files. Today I'm using Visual Studio Code as my editor, and the Windows command prompt, also known as CMD, as my terminal. I made sure that the file path we took a note of earlier is my desired file path, and if it's not already, just type CD for change directory and paste in the file path, and you should be brought to it. To create an R file, go to File, New File, select the language, and select R as your language. And I just named my file hello.r. As usual, we're going to start by writing the Hello World program. Luckily, this is very easy in R and is the same as Python. In R, we use the print statement, and as Hello World is a string, we wrap it in quotation marks. In order to run this code, we need to use the rscript.exe file we saw earlier. To do this, we type rscript, capitalizing the R and the S, followed by our file name, which is hello.r. Then we hit enter, and as you can see, it has outputted Hello World. Now let's talk about variables. R is our dynamically typed language, meaning we don't need to explicitly state data types. So if we wanted to create a variable called greeting, which contained the text Hello World, we would do so like this. In order to assign the Hello World string to the variable greeting, we use these two symbols, a less than sign and a dash, which make an arrow. In order to prove our variable has successfully stored the string, we can print the output to the terminal. Just type rscript and hello.r, and as we can see, it's printed Hello World. Something interesting I found when reading through the R language documentation is that commands can be separated by a semicolon, like this, or by a new line. These two segments have the exact same functionality. I liked this as it's entirely down to preference. Java users may like to use a semicolon, and Python users may like to use new lines. So I suppose R is an inclusive language for all. I hope you found this video helpful. Keep the code coming, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.